This is the series Thermodynamics of Consciousness. By this point, we can already describe with sufficient precision what happens when love becomes an event. In this chapter, we take the next step and speak about irreversibility. Irreversibility is one of the most frightening words in the context of love. It is often perceived as loss, as deprivation, as the closure of possibilities. But irreversibility is neither punishment nor mistake. It is a structural consequence of a phase transition. When a system undergoes a phase transition, it does not merely gain something new. It loses the possibility of being what it was before. This is what irreversibility means. It is important to clarify. What is lost is not the past or memory. What is lost is access to the former mode of organizing life. After an event, a person may continue to perform the same actions, go to the same job, talk to the same people, live in the same city. But the internal logic of these actions changes. What once raised no questions now demands justification. What once felt sufficient now feels like compromise. This is the irreversible loss. The ability not to know is lost. The ability not to distinguish is lost. The possibility of calmly settling for less without internal resistance is lost. That is why irreversibility is often experienced as pain. Not because things became worse, but because the simple exit, returning back, disappeared. After an event, one cannot unlove in a way that makes everything as it was before. One can adapt. One can build a new life. One can change forms. But one cannot erase the acquired scale. It is important here to avoid another distortion. Irreversibility does not mean that love must last forever. An event may end. Relationships may dissolve. People may part ways. But the event has already occurred, and it continues to operate as an internal reference. This explains why after a significant love it becomes so difficult to be satisfied with random connections or superficial forms of closeness. Not because they are bad, but because they do not match the new scale of distinction. Irreversibility is the price paid for access to higher coherence. It does not automatically make a person unhappy, but it deprives them of the possibility of living without choice. From this point on, every form of life either corresponds to the new regime or generates internal conflict. In the following chapters, we will discuss how the system attempts to cope with this irreversibility, sometimes through growth, sometimes through adaptation, sometimes through distortions and deformations.